Hello, the internet. Reed here. Today we're doing a traditional Arena Cube draft with sideboard. So traditional. Let's let it rip. All right, we're into the draft. And right off the bat, a lot of great lands in our Triome options. However, a lot of great mythics too with Quintorius, Liliana the Last Hope, Sorin. A lot of colors. We got reds, we got our greens. This is a spicy pack. I know Cube obviously has a bunch of really great cards, but this pack is straight up chock full of mythics. Lord Skitter's an excellent card. I'm really unsure what the first pick is here. Part of me wants to go Triome because this cube did bring back the allied fetch lands in the first, or it's the first time that the Arena Cubes had allied fetch lands. So we got some options here. Honestly, I really enjoy Liliana the Last Hope. Its uptick is removal. It's black. Out of this pack, things I'd be happy to wheel around would obviously be Sorin, Lord Skitter, any of the removal spells. So we're going to pack one, pick one. Liliana the Last Hope. So we'll get it all pulled up there for you. Ooh. Ah. All right, pack two. Probably the best card in this pack. Not a lot of black, to be honest. A lot of white spells. And one removal spell with Obolt. But there's also a Sunfall, which is nice to see. There's also great removal with Into the Fire. Does a lot of damage to like token strategies. But I think right off the bat, Obliterating Bolt is the best piece of removal in this pack. There's also a Seeker's Chariot. So enters the battlefield, gets some 2/2 cats. When it attacks, make more tokens. So actually, a Seeker's Chariot's a really powerful card. So I think we take the Chariot and then kind of decide from here, moving forward, what our strategy is going to be. So in green, not much too crazy. We got the Oracle Mondia for ramp. We got a Shockland. Volcanic Spite. Deals 3 damage to target creature, planeswalker, or battle. There's also Glorybringer, which is, you know, a former standard powerhouse. Volcanic Spite, I like. I think I would have liked it more if I took the Obliterating Bolt in the last pack. So I think for here, I don't necessarily know if I want to do any control in this cube. I'm not really too familiar. I think I'd rather aggro it out with the Glorybringer, because it can deal damage to stuff. All right, and the red removal looks really good. There's also a Keruga here, and Keruga's like an excellent companion to build around, especially this early in pick 4. Right now, everything we have is supported in it. We haven't picked any 2-drops like too early. I think this is going to be a Keruga draft, and then we look at Keruga, put the blinders on, ignore the ooze, and assemble the team and strangle. And we're forcing a Keruga draft. It's probably the wrong pick, but we're doing it. All right, so for green, Rishkar is a good ramp piece, 3 mana. We got Cultivator's Caravan, which I don't really want to do. So right now I'm going to be looking for spells that have like additional abilities, so adventure spells would be excellent. Cards with alternate costs that could get around the Keruga restriction. So we'll go with Rishkar here. All right, Sentinel of the Nameless City. I think this card's absolutely bonkers. ETB creates a map. When it attacks, it makes a map. So pretty sure that's going to be my pick. Kind of hard to walk away from that. We got some mana fixing in the Boros colors. Got an elf, which we're going to straight up disregard. Monastery Mentors here, so that would have been nice if we were in those colors. Not that it's definitely not too late to pivot out of the green spot that we're in. But I think, Sentinel of the Nameless City, that's a great card. All right, nothing too great here. Actually, there's a lot of great things, so let me just talk to myself. This is my first recorded video of doing a cube draft, so I'm gonna or censor that out and not bumble aimlessly. So Stoke the Flames, 4 damage to any target. It has Convoke, so we're able to get around our mana restriction. If we get a lot of creatures that are like tokens, like things like a Seeker's Chariot, it could help create those creatures. This is going to be an easier spell to cast. So we'll go with Stoke the Flames. Looking into this pack, Agatha's Soul's Cauldron, great card, but doesn't meet the Keruga restriction. Toski's a really nice pick, but I think we're gonna start wanting to go into mana fixing. These cards aren't gonna wheel around likely much later, so we'll try to get those early. What else came? All right, Lord Skitter came around. Rampaging Raptor came around. Sorin came around. Right now, the only black we have is Liliana the Last Hope, so I'm not so certain I want to be looking at that Sorin. But actually, Jurgen defends the temple. It's not Jurgen. It might be Eugen. There's no R in there. But that creates a mana dork. That'll help us ramp. That kind of fits in line with our strat that we're thinking of here. Second pack, I think Into the Fire, because I can deal damage. It'll be a big wipe, possibly. Or it could be like Impulsive Draw. Or it's not even Impulsive. Put any number of cards from your hand into the bottom of your library. Yeah, so just, refilter out a possible bad hand. Sitting at 3 mana, which is right where we're starting. All right, and here we have options between Oracle Moldiah, so to get some additional land drops. Elder Dragon War, deal damage to each creature. Or we have Garruk Relentless. All right, I think we're going to go for Garruk Relentless here. So our mana value is starting at 4. All right, we got Bloodbraid Elf. That could be good because it'll land at any of our 3 drops, and we know we're not really going to whiff because we should have nothing below 3. All right, light up the stage here. Karn Silex. Let's take the Silex, put it in the sideboard. So we have a sideboard option. We have Lily of the Veil. Or we'll take Once Upon a Time. Post sideboard, maybe we side Keruga out from the companion zone, just put it in the deck. Then we have options. Ooh, so pack 2, we see a Shieldred. A lot of good cards in black, some pretty good rewards. I think that a lot of other players aren't drafting. We had Lily of the Veil go around. We had Sorin go around. So black is pretty open, so whoever gets that is going to be thrilled. Actually, it might not be too late for us to pivot out because I think for the strategy that we're looking for, we see Murderous Rider, which is, the 3 mana restriction, but also the instant is 3 mana value. We have Nissa Resurgent, so that's some landfall strategies. We have the Great Henge, which, I don't know if we have any crazy big creatures, but it is card draw. And with larger creatures, we could have some mana reduction on it. There's also Briarbridge Tracker. Whenever it enters the battlefield, investigate. As long as you roll a token, it's bigger. Ooh, this is actually a difficult pick. I think we're going to have to go Nissa Resurgent here. And it may be ill-advised on the draft, but, we're taking it. All right. So Forceful Cultivator, this spell's 2 less if there are no lands in our hand. So that could be a good spell to cast in case we are doing some Keruga things. It does meet the deck restriction. And when it enters the battlefield, search for a basic land, put it into the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. That card I really like. We also have Murderous Cut, which we could delve away. Yeah, so the black is pretty open in terms of good spells that we want to be playing. The Timmy and Me is just craving that Ember Cleave. I think I'd rather have that over the Forceful Cultivator. But it's a toss-up for sure. I feel Cultivator's the right pick. So we're going to go Cultivator and not look back. Hopefully the Cleave wheels around. It's unlikely, but, one can hope, right? All right. Hornlock Whale, that's a 2 mana spell. It does fit in the Keruga colors, so we can start looking for blue lands, and it is a late game option. So let's take the whale. Let's move it on over to the 2 slot, because we have to kind of think different here. Let's see. Oh, that didn't work. We pulled the wrong card over. Move the whale. All right, there we go. Whale's moved over. Search for basic, put into the battlefield tapped, and seek a permanent with mana value equal to the number of lands you can... Oh, well, that was a misclick, but we got it. It's 3 mana value. All right. What do we have here? Wow. Black is wide open. Bitter Triumph is coming all the way around pick 5. So that means these opponents are likely not in black, which is kind of crazy to me. Whoever's sitting in these seats is going to be absolutely thrilled because they are getting Shieldred Pass, they're getting Bitter Triumph, Yawgmoth's an option. They got a lot of good stuff going around. All right, in terms of things that we could play, we probably want to get another small spell. So we'll take Godric here. Kind of the first thing that we can cast. All right, what do we have here? A lot of larger stuff. I think I'm going to want to go to the land so we can start working on our fixing. Slide this on over. All right, we got some blue and black. Line of War Visionary, that's going to draw us a card and be one of our first mana dorks we'll be able to cast. Kind of leaning towards that. The other option that I'd be considering for this pack is Kogla. So we have like a larger late game threat. Right now, we don't have anything too crazy other than the Glorybringer, but there's been some big options that are going around. So for now, we take the Visionary, kind of hope for the best there. All right, Reclamation Sage, good sideboard card. This is like the first time that I'm playing this cube, so I think Rec Sage is our best option. Working for the restriction. Other option is Tranquil Frillbrack. We'll leave that where it is and see what happens. All right, in terms of cards wheeling around, so this is our first pick. The Murderous Rider has made it all the way around, and that's kind of crazy because I did loosely consider taking that as our pack 2 pick 1. Think here we're going to take Kogla. It has a discard option that we could be able to do for less. It's a large spell. And we'll just life's a risk it. And I don't think I can say the F word on stream or on video. All right. Watley searches for lands. We'll do that. It's in our 3 mana value slot. K-Command's coming around. Take that out of the pool. We'll take somebody off Lolth. Thought about taking the Blood Tithe Harvester there. But we're not playing them, so take these out. And look at that. Kogla wheeled around. All right. Excellent card for our pick right here for Lovestruck Beast. We got our first 1 mana spell. Could wheel around. There's some other really good options like taking a land here. I don't see any problem taking Rootbound Crag. Also, Phyrexian Metamorph is a pretty solid option, but I think right off the bat I am going to want Lovestruck Beast because we do have like our 1 mana value spell. Not that we would see a lot of it. I don't anticipate having that very often for like our opening hand, but it works with the restriction that we are playing with. Ooh, wow, a lot of good stuff here. There's Yorion, Retrofitter Foundry, Craterhoof Behemoth. I'm not sure if we'd get the mana to get into these categories. There is a Worn Power Stone, which is some late game stuff. Cut, which deals 4 damage to target creature. And this should actually have the full mana value of the entire deck. So I'd get a 2 mana value spell out of Cut. I think. I'm going to check it, and if it doesn't let me do it, doesn't let me do it, but we will give it a try. All right, I think what I really need to prioritize is lands here. We only have 2 lands. We are very heavily in green, and we are not progressing too heavily out of this pack. Things that meet our restrictions are Chandra, Burn Down the House, and that really kind of fits like our Gruul strategy that we're going for. So I think we'll take Burn Down the House, put it into the sideboard, and have it as an option in case we play against any token strategy decks. And now we wait. No crazy top end. Not a lot of insane ramp spells. Ooh, alright, there's a card I like. Goldspan Dragon. Meets our mana restrictions. Enters battlefield, makes some treasures, and our treasures will tap for 2 mana. So that's a good one. I think if we're looking at the aggro strategy, we also have Rekindling Phoenix or Helena and Elena. We'll see what will wheel around. I wouldn't be surprised if this Massacre Worm is in this pack later, but we'll take the Goldspan Dragon for now and try to prioritize our mana fixing. Alright, Jetmir's Garden, that hits 2 of our colors, and in case we really shouldn't see a fetch any later than this, but that is a land, that is something we could cycle. It is an option. Alright, not much that fits our restrictions here. Hunmaster of the Fells, how many creatures? We're at 16 creatures. Nothing else too great. We do have a creature option in Mutavault, so that will help us create a blocker. I don't know if Ragavan's in this cube, but there is an option to Raggy. Alright. Nothing insane here. Nothing that really fits our strats. Think I'll just take somebody off of Archangel. Alright. Over here we have the option for mana fixing. We do have Hinterland Harbor. That'll help with Keruga and our Hornlock Whale. I think the other option here is the Timeless Witness. Drop that land there. So this is our wheel around. Phyrexian Metamorph. I think we take that. We can take stuff from our opponents. Oh, look at that. The Craterhoof wheeled around. Nightpack Amateur came back, and so did this Worn Power Stone. Think here, I don't see a world where we're casting Craterhoof with this deck. So we'll take the Worn Power Stone, probably slide that into the sideboard. I think Power Stone goes into the sideboard. Alright, excellent. Helena and Lena wheeled around. And so did that Massacre Worm, which we had just said. That is kind of crazy. There's a lot of really great black spells that are going around that are going to be pack 3 late picks. I don't know, it looks pretty good. All right, so right now we're sitting at 34 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our lands, Keruga's 6. So right now we have 1 cut. Don't see... We'll put this in the sideboard. Take the big Chandra. We have 1 cut. And this one kind of puts lands onto the battlefield tapped. We're going to need some late game ramp. I'm not sure if there's anything we don't necessarily like here. Take Scrap Heap Scrounger. Alright. And Kogula works off humans. So I think what we do is I see if I have any humans, and if I don't, cut it, put this deck in, and send it. Companion. Alright. Turn target human. How many humans do I have? 3. But this is a fight spell. Let's cut big Kogula. And let's just send it. Do I have any... No, I don't plan on playing ribbons. Each one will lose X life. I don't intend on doing that. So we'll do a mountain. Another forest. I think that looks pretty good. Alright, so the deck we're settling on here for our first cube draft is going to be Keruga the Macro Sage Companion deck. All of our spells are mana value 3 or greater. So we have very few options to get things out early. We do have cut. So a removal spell. Somewhere in here we have our Love Struck Beast, so we have our 1/1 creature. And then we have... That's it. We have Mutavault. So we can, have a creature on the battlefield. So let's send it and get into some gameplay. Alright, heading into our first game against Firewood. Alright, I'm seeing lands. And we do have some early drops. We can do some ramp. We can do Phyrexian Metamorph. So I think we have some good options. Nothing too crazy, so let's send it and see how it goes. Alright. Bloodbraid Elf is a good drop. I know we'll be able to hit nothing less than a what is it? Nothing less than a 3-drop, because we do have our 3-drops. All right, let's play a forest, and then we'll do our Seek, Settle the Wilds, put a basic land in tapped. All right, we hit Helena and Elena, so we ramped a little bit. We're getting into our bigger drops. Opponent plays a Maze Mine Tome, draws a card. That is not too crazy. So I think here we'll play a land, drop a Bloodbraid Elf, get a 3-drop. Ooh, that's awesome. So now we have a Mana Dork. We'll come in for the first attack of the game. Oh, excellent. So our opponent just cast Mirari's Wake, which is an enchantment, and they are in for a very rude awakening. Oh gosh. Put 1 counters on each above the 2. Alright, so I think putting 1 on each is great. Opponent's going to be a little bummed here, because we're going to drop a copy of any artifact or creature. Okay. We'll drop a Rex Sage here, blow up the Mirari's Wake. We'll see if they have anything to say about that. Yeah, we're destroying it. And now I think this is a really good time to buy Keruga. We have some pretty good attacks into it. So let's go to combat first. I think opponent has the option to do some scrying with the Maze Mine Tome that they have available. Yep, so tap scry. We'll just buy Keruga. So next turn we cast Keruga, we draw 1, 2, 3 cards. Does it count itself? Each other. So it doesn't count itself, which is totally fine. And we really foiled our opponent's plans there. Alright, we got board wiped. Not totally upset with that. You know, we're playing the late game. We get 1 draw off Keruga, so probably not our best attack. Here we do. We'll shock in our Stomping Grounds. Make a human. Nice. Play X. We'll decline that. X. Cast a Lovestruck Beast. We will decline that. And then, I think we cast Phyrexian Metamorph. Let's kind of go all in on this. Copy our Lovestruck Beast. I think our opponent already used their big board wipe, so unless they have something now. But I think I'd rather get aggressive and try to put this one away real quick. And if I'm totally wrong, you know, we always got game 2. Alright, I think they're going to take they might read ahead, put a creature onto the battlefield. We have options. I mean, we're coming in for lethal, so whatever their casts are going to have to use as a blocker. Alright, Rex Sage. Oh, actually, so we actually should have the game right here. Nope, I'm a dirty liar. Because I'm going to need this 1/1 human for the Lovestruck Beast to be able to attack. Let's do this. Cast a creature. Cast Helena and Elena. That'll trigger Godric. Nice. So when in doubt, just dump. Oh, dump your hand. Alright, sideboard. What do we need? So our opponent really didn't have any early spells, so I think we're in a pretty good position right now to play with, you know, our companion restriction. I would consider bringing in Once Upon a Time and another game, but yeah, it's just, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Our other good sideboard option was Karn Silex, destroy non-mana value permanents. If they were like a big token strategy deck, I'd consider it, but right now I don't think there's anything that we need to swap, so we'll just run it back. I don't think we saw enough of our opponent's deck to know what cards I'd have to sideboard in and what cards were not working. I don't have any like major counter spells. I think like the biggest thing that I'd be concerned about is like Gix's Command, but I can't really play around that. I think we just have to keep working on our game plan of filling the board with creatures and going in for attacks. And this is actually a good one. We have our turn 1 spell, we have our turn 2 spell, and we have our ramp. So this is a snap keep. So let's see our opponent do something about that. Alright, nothing. Went straight to... like, just fed straight through their turn. So we don't have a lot of ramp for Nissa, so Nissa might be a card that I think about cutting. But I think on turn 3, we can cast Nissa, play Settle the Wild, possibly get 2... land drops in a turn, which would be pretty nice. Alright, let's come in for an attack here. So our opponent's on Esper. So they may have counter magic. Let's see if we can bait something out. And then we'll cast Nissa. So ideally, Nissa's a card that they try to play around. We'll see. And if they do, and it's like Lightning Rod for removal, we come in with Bloodbraid Elf, going for some hasty Cascade. Yep, there we go. Nice. We have Shieldred. So there is a chance here that our opponent might take this. If they block it, we can always cut it. Oh, that's a lie, because I misplayed. Alright. Well, Lovestruck Beast is our blocker. So enjoy my punt on stream. Or on recording. We're not live. When I was testing out my audio, I did accidentally click the go live button. So that was a big oopsie on my part. Alright. And we do have Kogla to attack the Shieldred. I don't know if they have the mana. Oh no, they might have the mana for Golos. Let's do land here. Keruga would put a land onto the battlefield tap that ensures we get the mana for Kogla. Ooh, and we get the Horn Lock Whale. So that is an option in case they come in for an attack. Alright. They are 1 mana short. So they're going to take a card from us. Well, that's a bummer. Alright, well they made us discard Kogla. They don't have any good attacks, so that is fine with me. Let's do Mutavault. And none of these are 1/1s, so I think we'll try our luck with the Bloodbraid Elf. Ooh, Sentinel of the Nameless City is a good card. Excellent. Ooh, only 1 map. Alright. And no good attacks here, so we'll just hold off for a little bit. Our opponent is recovering well with the Shieldred. They're doing a tutor. So what's the tutor here? They do the Gix's Command? Or no, that would only destroy one of our creatures. Our opponent at this point knows like everything we have in our hand. So, not terrible, not great. But I do think we need to do something about the Golos. Because they are going to start doing some stuff. Yep. That is... I'd be 0-bit surprised if they just tutored for that island. Alright, a removal spell. for monocolored permanents, and then Sorin. So our opponents, you know, if we don't have something to deal with this Golos, we're kind of boned. Yep, we'll let him do that. Creature from the graveyard on... Is it from any graveyard? From a graveyard. So I think they take our Kogula, they fight one of our creatures. We are sad. Alright, they're going to be able to cast that for its full mana value. Alright, no attacks. Let's draw. Goldspan Dragon, not bad, actually. Attacks, becomes start a spell, make a treasure. Treasures tap for 2. I think I do want to run out the Goldspan Dragon. We can take the Sorin off, or we can do something to take the Sorin off a little bit. Yep, make a treasure. I think buying Keruga is the move. And still not enough to do anything about either the Shieldred or the Golos. Yep. Let's see what their fight target is. I feel like Goldspan's the only choice. Oh, okay, Sentinel of the Nameless City. I am very okay with that. Ward, pay life equal to its power. Okay. I think the writing's on the walls for this one. I think not being able to deal with the Golos, not being able to, oh, yeah. Nice. Yeah, not being able to deal with the Golos, and they got that free activation off it. Or they got free spells off the activation. That might be it. Let's just see. Let our opponents play out their deck. Okay. Let's try to get rid of the Golos here. Use our treasures. I think no blocks. Cool. Our opponent's showing us their deck, so I'm cool with that. Let's destroy Adeline here. Cast Keruga, see what we draw, which is nothing to get us out of this. Yep. And go to game 3. Alright. I think we bring in Burn Down the House, because that is a board wipe for both their creatures that are mana value or toughness of 5. So Glorybringer, bring in. Nissa, bring out. Not Glorybringer, Burn Down the House, which is right above. Alright, let's be on the play. We have 3 lands, we have a creature. We are looking good. So we play the Mutavault first, and we start attacking for 2. Then we can cast Sentinel of the Nameless City. If we run out of hands, we do, or if we hit a green mana and we run out of lands, we have Forceful Cultivator. So we are starting off in a pretty good position, I'd say, for what we're looking to do, which is attacking our opponents and bringing their life total down. And there's our second land. We'll activate our Mutavault and come in for 2. See, Keruga isn't all that bad. Nice. Definitely not the way you want to do it. Excellent. So with these maps, we can get some pretty good value. Hopefully filter out some of the lands that we're going to have. Looks like we're probably going to be casting the Cultivator for its full mana value, which is fine. Got some stuff to do there. Let's come in for an attack. And this will ramp us, so that's awesome. Bigger spells faster. Alright, let's see. Let's take another green here, because Kogla is our 3 mana value, or 3 green dependent mana value spell. And if we're lucky here, they cast Shieldred and we copy it with the Metamorph. Or they don't. Alright. I feel like running out the Goldspan Dragon's just begging for removal. But we'll make them have it. Excellent. So we got treasures, we got maps. Alright, so we're really forcing our opponent to do something here. We don't have any instants, so I don't see why we don't. Try to dig a little bit. And that's a land. So we also have the option to use both of our maps with the double treasure. Alright, Golos might be dollar short, day too late. So I think what we do is we pump up Goldspan. Hopefully they're hits. Good game. Drop Kogla. Fight Golos. And we are in for the kill. Hell yeah. Dub on our first game. Cool. I feel really good about that. I think if we played like a more aggressive deck for our first game, I would not be feeling good about it. But, you know, we learn a little. Alright, so we took out Nissa. And I think we just bring down the house. I mean, Nissa was great because she like immediate lightning rod for removal on our first game, but you know, we'll try something different for the second one. All right, game 2 against Writer's Block, and we are going to be on the draw, which is great. We have a mana dork, we have a removal spell for artifacts and enchantments, and we have some more ramp. So let's just start running these lands out. We got some time before we're doing anything too major. And it looks like our opponent is currently on Dimir. Opponent discards card. Alright. They may discard an additional card. Cool. Yeah, let's get rid of Garruk and pitch a mountain. Just so our opponent doesn't get that again. Play Hinterland Harbor. Throw them off. Because now they're thinking we're in Simic when really we're a Garul. Alright, our opponent's doing Shark to draw a card. Hopefully they're mana... Alright, they are mana screwed. I will take that. We'll get our dork out. Alright, our opponent hit their land, so we know that they're top deck dependent on all of their lands. Hopefully they don't have anything too crazy. That's not too crazy. And actually, Schism is something that I just want to remove as quickly as possible. So we'll just let it rip. Hopefully that was like the only spell they had at 3, and now they're just waiting. Alright, Brainstorm. So they are digging. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll have 6 mana next turn. Champion of Wits. They're going to draw 2, discard 2. You don't necessarily want to give them that Eternalize anytime soon. So we will let that hang around for a little bit. We got a land. Think we buy Keruga. Then cast Rishkar. Put a counter on 2 creatures. Now they're tapping. It would absolutely stink if we just played right into a board wipe. But we do have big mana. Alright, Hostage Taker. I think I'm okay with that. It's really just like a removal spell into ramp. So we'll do Keruga here, hopefully draw into something with our 1 draw. It's a land. We got Rex Sage. Probably no attacks here. But we'll attack. Life's a risk. Cool. Kind of thought they would possibly block with the Champion of Wits. Alright. They got their Dork. We have our Visionary. We have our tap land and our Rex Sage. And let's just start swinging. I think our opponents really got their feet backed up. Okay. Or back against, feet backed up, back against the wall. They've been sitting on 4 lands. They discarded 1. They haven't really drawn any since. And we are lands aplenty. So I'm assuming right now they're looking at their graveyard. They have a little reanimation spell. Or they're looking at this Vesuvian Mist. Turn target non-land permanent to its hand. Okay. Oh, nice. So our opponent's going to have his double discard. That is fine with me. Because we just keep swinging here. Alright, no black. Don't target creature. I think we take out the Snapcaster Mage here, or we take out the Mana Dork. Probably the Mana Dork. And then just go all in. Then they take a lot of damage. Taps for green. Yeah, let's kind of force them into this. All right, opponents at 3 life. What will they do? They will gain 2 of that life. All right, we have a whale. Really wish we didn't, or I wish we played out the, oh gosh, what is it? The Mutavault better. Let's do land. So let's flip it. No attacks. And then our opponent has to do something here. My assumption is they dig with Rona, find nothing, go to game 2. They're looking, they're deciding. They hit their land. that one wasn't, you know, too crazy good. All right. Phase them out. Do some of that. And we are putting a threat on the board. Give our dinosaurs double strike. Alright. Probably would have been better to keep Wildly as a creature. Well, actually no, because we got the dinosaurs out of it. Opponent's doing a little draw discard. We do have the whale in hand for any crazy attackers. They got their Frost Titan. Alright. I think we just take it. Does this have an attack trigger? We'll take the one here, because they're still going to get their activation regardless. And we just got to hope for a haster. Search for a dino. I don't even know that we have any. Land. What's this? Seek a permanent. Oh, equal to. Well, I will take that land. And then hopefully we can flash out this whale. Alright. Sure. We will pay the 2. Ooh, is Sultai going to give us a card draw here? I will take the card draw. Alright, Into the Fire should do a bit of damage. Draw some cards. I will decline. Alright, we are looking for a 3 mana value out. Let's see, let's look at the top 2. Alright, let's see if we can get this gold span in. Ah, alright. Opponent had something for it. I think we leave Jetmir's up as a cycler. How much damage do we take next turn? I think Goldspan was definitely our biggest out. So, kind of a bummer. I'm not sure if there's anything else in the deck that'll like get us out of this position. Okay, they come in for 9. Yep. No attack there. All right. Let's see a win con. Let's see some more options. All right, let's go to game 2. All right, so our opponent does have a lot of counter magic and things to make us not do what we want to do. I think what I really was hoping for there was black mana to do the ribbons. And I know I was like, ooh, we don't need it. We don't need it. I kind of think we need it. I feel so indifferent about it, though. I think I just want to pretend we don't have it, and it's just a 2-mana creature removal spell. Yeah, let's just run it back. I think the other option that we have is putting in our own Frost Titan. We did have like a ton of mana. They didn't have any like creatures where the whale was too helpful. I think I'd want it more for early aggro strategies, so we'll try it out here. All right, game 2 of our match 2. We will be on the play. I see lands, I see ramp. We'll be getting a Glorybringer out on turn 4, which is nice, 1 turn early. Because we'll get our Dork on turn 3, Glorybringer turn 4, possibly Kogula turn 5. Opponent's looking, they're thinking. They don't want to be in the same predicament as last time. Ooh, we also have Llanowar Visionary. I think I actually want to run this out over the Temple. Card draw is nice. We can come in with Glorybringer and destroy the Rona. Yep, I'm fine with that. Alright, what do we do here? Let's get another Dork out. Yeah, this Virtue could actually be problematic if our opponent's able to cast it. We do have that 1 removal spell in the Rex Sage, so we'll give that a shot. If it comes to it. Hopefully we don't. Alright. Tap out, opponent. Alrighty. Let's see here. I feel like whatever we do, we're running into a removal spell. So if we cast out like one of our big threats, like Glorybringer, I think that gets countered all day. What we'll do here is just come in for, just a little 3. Awesome. I feel less bad about that, actually. And I think what we do, this feels weird. As we bounce the Rona back to our opponent's hand. It's definitely a weird play. But it is like a huge value engine, and this card is pretty crazy. Oh, shit. I meant to copy the nightclub bouncer. Bounce the Rona. Big punt. Alright, I think that's like punt number 2 of this video. Alright, Preacher of the Schism. I am very cool with that. Because hopefully we're able to class this Glorybringer. Unless they got a sweet removal spell for it. Oh! If the spell's kicked, conjure a duplicate of that. Alrighty. We will decline that option. And we'll leave it at that. That hurts. Sure. try to draw a card before they can draw a card. I think we pitch Godric. I don't love that, like, perpetually higher mana value. Yeah, take the 2 here, that's fine. Alrighty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're 1 mana away from dropping Virtue. Oh, they're just gonna cast a Shark Typhoon. That is different. Alright, basic land. Green mana. Pay X. Decline that. Let's run out the Glorybringer. We'll exert it. And we'll come in here. I think the Rona's our bigger problem. Alright, so next turn they're casting Virtue for 7. And then they're going to get a 7/7 Shark. Okay. Let's draw a card. Pitch Garuk. Take the 2. Nice. Opponent's got a little time walk. Okay. It's a weird one. We'll trade here. Alright, show me that 7/7. Ooh, so we actually have a Frost Titan, which, not great. Think we have to try this. Discard a card. I think we discard here. Feels wrong. I think we Frost Titan. Tap down their Shark. We'll pay 1 to put a counter on it. And no attacks. I don't know if they have any graveyard options. Oh no, just kidding. I gave them one. I gave them a really good one too. Alright. Nice. Alright. Opponent had just what they needed. Alright. 1-1 headed into match 3. Let's try to get our coins back and end net positive. Playing against Cheese Lord 21. We will be on the play. We have a removal spell. We have a ramp spell. We are looking good. So we got turn 2 cut, turn 3 Llanowar, turn 4 profit. So we actually, out of our 2 games so far, we haven't played against any aggro decks, which is pretty nice. I think, like, if we played against, like, a White Weenies deck, we would be in for it. Alright. I don't mind the Evolve Sleeper, because worst they're going to do is attack us for 2 next turn. Kind of forcing them to dump mana into it. I think Evolve Sleeper is kind of a trap card. I don't know if it's as good as people like think it is. Opponent's deciding what to do. Thinking real hard. Oof. Don't necessarily love that for our opponent. What this probably means is they have a cut down in hand and they're going to destroy our visionary. No? Okay. I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm not going to complain. Alright, they're missing the double black. So I think we cast Helena and Elena, put 2 counters on the visionary. Oh, they paid the wrong mana. I will take that. Alright. Let's do this. Go to combat. Come in for 4. Alright, so remember that part where I said Evolve Sleeper's a trap? Example 1. Play this. We get our Cultivator for 2. So here we get to go in, get our island, so we can kind of like get into this Hornlock Whale type thing. And conjure a duplicate target spell into your hand. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Sure. Alright, show me... Oh, show me island. Let's cast a Bloodbraid Elf. Cast Rishkar. Go to combat. Put counters on Bloodbraid Elf. Swing. Alright, so the cool thing is, if our opponents don't wipe the board, we do have cut, and then we do have the mana to actually do ribbons with our double black for the Rishkar. I don't foresee that being a possibility. Okay. Yeah, that's a strange attack for our opponent. And if they don't get a creature down right here, we're in a really good spot. Or we're in a good spot. Cool. All right, let's go to game 2. No changes, run it back. All right, 1-1, we're gonna be on the draw, I'm more than certain. I see 3 lands, I see a 1-drop, I see a 2-drop, and I see a 3-drop. It's also strange, our opponent was between 3 colors, and we also saw them play a Lovestruck Beast. Kind of when they played the Evolved Sleeper, I assumed that they would be more into, like, blue-black. Oh, and we're on the play? I'm a little perplexed with this one. I mean, I'm happy to go first. We had turn 1, 2, 3, you know? Alright. Don't care about that. Do care about ramping. What's this do? The top 3, reveal a creature. No other spells were cast last turn. Alright, we'll cast the spell. And a Seeker's Chariot. That is a good 4-drop. Okay. This spell costs 1 less if you aren't. Enters a copy as another permanent? Well, they wouldn't have known that that would be in their opening hand. So the cool thing is we have a Boar Bite, which I'm just going to use next turn in Into the Fire. I'm not sure how much that would set our opponent back. but it would be nice. Actually, we have... Nah. Let's do this into the fire. Try to get a fresh start here. Clean up this muddied board a little bit. And the next turn we can land Force Cultivator into Godric. And then we have our celebration. Let's get our second island. Godric the Dragon and come in for 4. Next turn we cast Seeker's Chariot, turn on Godric once again. Opponents on 3 lands while we are on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think we're actually getting towards buying Keruga. Searching for basic land. Okay, our opponent is digging. Pass. Go to turn. We have Rex Sage, which is pretty neat. Let's buy this Keruga. Cast the Seeker's Chariot. Get our double celebration. So next turn we can cast Keruga, draw 4 cards, or 3 cards, sorry. All depends what our opponent does here. Alright, Krasis for 3. We actually destroy it with Cut and win the game. Oh no, they gain life. So we... Let's see here. Attack for 5, 7. Actually, with Mutavault, we got it. So we cut. We Mutavault. And then we're at 2, 4, 6, 8, 11. GG's. That is a 2-1 Arena Cube. Alright, best part of that is we got enough coins to do it again! Alright, so I opened up the 17 lands data. We're looking at our deck. We had a pack 1, pick 4 Keruga, and that kind of shaped the draft the rest of the way. We were able to kind of like manipulate our picks to make sure that we weren't taking anything that was like unusable, nothing with different mana value. Less than 3. We had some pretty consistent ramp. We had Settle the Wilds that really helped set us up. We had that Forceful Cultivator. So as long as we had 2 lands, or 2 green mana, and no lands in hand, we were able to cast this for 2. So we were able to cast that early pretty often. We had our Lovestruck Beast to get our 1/1 human. We had Cut to Ribbons, which was our 2-drop removal spell. And then we also had Hornlock Whale with the instant Lagoon Breach, which we actually didn't have to use, but we had it as an option. Yeah, the rest of the deck went pretty smoothly. We were really able to ramp a lot, thanks to all the heavy green spells that we had. Rishkar helped us ramp, Settle the Wilds ramped, Watley ramped. We were really able to cast a lot of our big spells. So probably looking back on the draft, there are probably larger spells I could have taken. I think our max mana value was 6, so we had some other options that we could have considered. But all in all, a good 2-1 draft, and appreciate everybody hanging out, and hope to see you soon. Maybe we'll get some regular Cube content up there on the YouTube. If you like what you see, follow me on Twitter. My username is @R3ID, or on Twitch it is @R3IDmore, so read more or read. And appreciate y'all hanging, and like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, do the thing, and we'll be back soon.